Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Oops, I'm just going to get a couple of things set up here before we go. Just sending some invites out to the group to let you guys know that we're on the air. I hope you're having a good evening. I hope you guys had a good week. And it looks like, I guess, we're not having any luck with the 900 Airport Express bus. That's a shame. But we just got to plod along, work our schedule around it. And I guess you're going to have to come like an hour early or something so you can be at work on time. Oh, there we go. There's my wife and co-host. And I got some interesting news to tell everybody, too. And I also got an email in response. My news. How are you, dear?
All right. Got home just nick of time.
Yes, you did. Thought you were going to miss out on the show.
I know, I was sweating bullets.
I was just telling everybody that I had called Hanover Displays in the States this morning. You remember that because you heard the phone conversation.
Right.
And I was speaking to the Vice President of Operations, so I was way high up in there on the list, which I was surprised I was speaking to the Vice President. So anyway, I had spoken to him and asked them if they had any, controller boxes that's been retired from any, buses or bus display signs. And he says, "Oh, I've never had a request like this before." So then he started asking me a few questions. He says to me, "What would you like it for?" Oh, no, sorry. He asked me if I was in transit. And I says, "No, I'm a hobbyist." And he says, "Interesting, home hobbyist." Yep. And then he asked me what I wanted with the display. "Hi, Jimmy," waving back at you, buddy. And I said to him, "Well, what I want to do is recreate the old Toronto Transit Commission classic bus signs like when I was a kid." And he says, "Oh, very interesting." And then he says to me, "Send me an email and I'll get back to you." And I thought, "Oh, this is great. I actually found somebody that's going to help me." Because I've been looking for months to try and get a hold of somebody to get me an Eric controller box, and a display. But apparently, the software that I'm using, Hanover Helen 3.3, is very old, which I didn't know how old it was. And so maybe I might be able to get the latest software. Who knows? Fingers crossed. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't want to do anything fancy. And the guy says to me, he said, "Well, what you got will work for what you're doing." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm not after anything, too fancy." So he says for me to send him an email and, he'll get back to me. So this is what the reply was to my email that I got this morning. "I received your message and will get back to you tomorrow. I will need to talk about this with our management team to decide how we're going to handle it. You are actually the first person to contact us with this kind of request. Thanks." I won't say the person's name because he probably doesn't want to say it. Vice President of Operations. So you see, I guess I'm unique. And maybe I might, be in for a bit of luck. I might be able to get myself, a controller box and a display sign, and then I can go ahead and start redesigning the old classic, bus routes to, today's standards, because there's no way I can actually emulate the rolling sign, which it would be nice if I could have that format on the software, but it doesn't do it. So I'll keep you guys informed and let you know what happens in an email tomorrow. I mean, I might just come on for a little bit live tomorrow night and tell you what the response of it was. So maybe, I might get some luck, maybe not. And then somebody said to me that I can get a hold of a display sign and then get a universal to USB plug and plug the sign directly into the USB port of the computer. And apparently the sign will run off the USB port directly from the software. So I thought, that would be good too. That would probably be the last thing to do if I can't get the controller box, because I want to be able to set it up. I mean, where I've got my computer, I wouldn't be able to set the display sign uh, in a good enough place because I've got a cat that would chew the cord. So I need to really keep the sign, in a separate room where she can't get it. And she's very destructive, at most of the time. So that's been my little project actually for the last few months. I've been trying to figure out. I went to the TTC. They wouldn't avow any information. They wouldn't even give me the phone number or where I could, contact Luminator. But I finally found them on Google, and I called them up. They said flat out no. And I asked them if they had any retired signs or controller boxes or software, and they said, "No, sorry, can't help you." And so I don't know what they would do, with these signs. If they're, retired, do they recycle them again? Because I know in the UK, a lot of the bus drivers do get a lot of the old signs and boxes, and they set their own um, bus signs up down in the basement or in their man cave.
Hmm. Yeah, it is on your end.
I don't know, Joseph. My Wi-Fi seems to be fine here. I don't know if it's Facebook, because every time I do a live show on Facebook, I'm always having problems, especially in my paranormal group when I try to do live shows with my spirit boxes. I don't know why this is happening. If it's Facebook, I'm still trying to find a decent software package where I can use so I can actually stream both here and on YouTube at the same time. Okay, that's great, Joseph. Much appreciated. And if you guys aren't able, to watch the live show at this specific time, you can always watch it on YouTube, because in the description I do have a link leading to the playlist that I'm putting these videos in. And if you do watch it off YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and, tell your friends and family about us. And we would like to see the group grow. Okay, Jimmy, but according on my end here, my signal is really good. I'm on my phone. I'm up to 5 bars.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. I will, keep posting, videos and, pictures of, everything that I do, because all the secrets that I learn about the Hanover Helen, I'd like to share my knowledge, with you guys because, like I said before, this version 3.3 you can actually download off the internet and play with it yourself. As long as you know what dimensions, the signs are for your area, then you're, good to go. I mean, when I went to the TTC, they wouldn't even tell me the dimensions of the signs. They said, sorry, that's classified information. We can't divulge it to the general public. Um, if you go into the description, uh, Jimmy, it will have a link to the playlist for all the TTC stuff that I've done, and it goes straight through to my channel. Probably the channel is under Paul Stringer, but there's so many Paul Stringers on YouTube. What you might have to do is do a search for Mr. Ed by Paul Stringer, and you can click on there, and that will bring you up to my channel to be able to subscribe. Because I've done a lot of recreating TV themes over the years. I think I'm now up to about 400 TV themes that I've done into full-length music. Yeah. Right. Um, no, I know, Joseph, that they don't use Hanover, but since I can't get a hold of Illuminator software, because the company will not sell me a copy of it, I have to do the best I can with the Hanover software that I was able to download for free. Um, I don't know. The YouTube channel is under my name, but there's a lot of Paul Stringers. What I suggest is go into the description and click on the link for the playlist for these videos that I do, because as soon as this video is finished and it's posted up on Facebook, then I download it onto my phone. I go straight to YouTube and upload it there. So pretty much within an hour or two, it'll be on YouTube. Yeah, I think I've got those dimensions, Joseph, or the ones pretty close to it. Anyone, the ones that you gave me, um, and which is going to be the closest I'm going to come to being able to do what I want to do. Oh, wow. Okay, that I didn't know. Wow, that's expensive for the software. And with the Hanover Helen, apparently, I'm actually surprised that 3.3 is older than 3.11, but 3.11 is completely crap. Somebody says it's got a lot of bugs in it and it's not compatible to anything you do in 3.3. So everybody says stay away from 3.11. So that's what I'm doing. So who knows? Maybe I might get somewhere with Hanover displays in the States. And as you know, Joseph, I've sent you their phone number in PM. So I know you want to contact them at some stage. So I handed you that information too. So I'm actually surprised the person that I spoke to today actually listened to my request. And I guess I'm unique because he said it's the first time he's ever had a request for somebody like me that wants to do it on the hobby side of it. Because he says to me, well, where do you want to display the sign? And I said, well, I want to put it in my den eventually. He says, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so, well, we'll see what happens. I know one guy, he got the controller for Hanover Helen from a buddy of his in the UK. Only cost him £40, but when I looked on eBay, I've seen those controller boxes going for like between $500 to $750. And when I looked online, that's actually more or pretty much the same price as what you pay for something brand new. That's expensive. Yeah. Um, the thing is, Joseph, I'm not really after anything new. If I can get something that's secondhand that's been retired from the buses, that would be fine, with me because I'm not after anything, fancy. But we'll see what happens. See, what this company comes up with. I mean, somebody even just said to me just to buy a display sign and hook it up to the USB port on the computer, and it'll work that way. I know. I appreciate you sharing the info, Joseph. Uh, it's really good because you've actually pointed me in the right direction, taught me a lot of stuff. The only thing is with the front sign, it's just I can't seem to figure out how to center it because I think the buses, if I remember correctly, I think their sign is actually centered beside the route number, correct? Just wait for Joseph to reply there. And yes, yeah, yeah, that's what I thought too. So yeah, I don't know. Are the display signs universal, or are they display signs actually specialized for that particular controller or for the software? Yeah, yeah. See, Joseph, really good.
Seems to be.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if there's a. Somebody told me in the Hanover group that there is a way to center it, but I haven't figured it out. Somebody says I should just drop the dots down on the route number, but I don't know. I want to try and make it as authentic as I can, like what I've been doing here over the weekend. Yeah, it's a couple more signs here. You guys must remember that the old trolley bus going to the Otter Loop. Then if we come up here, okay, let's get that down here. And here we go. That's if we were going to the subway. Right there. And then we bring up there going to, well, see, that it would, back in the day, it would say subway. But if I can fit it in, I would like to put Eglinton Station. It makes it look a lot better. But in the driver's display, I can't fit Eglinton Station on one line, so I put subway. So the driver's box doesn't really matter too much. And then here, who remembers the old Port Credit bus before Etobicoke got that route? My grandparents used to live down in Port Credit when they were alive. And that one's going to Pine. And if we were going to come home, then, or going the other way to Long Branch Loop, everybody knows the Long Branch and Queensway, and then there we go. So as you can see, I've been playing around with it, but before I actually start, okay, before I actually start making permanent signs, because I don't want to really have to set up, a file and then have to do it all over again, finding that I've screwed something up. So that's why I've done a test file, and I play around with different things, and that's the only way to do it. And then I've downloaded a manual for the software, but it's not very informative. It doesn't really tell you a hell of a lot. It tells you about the controller box. It tells you, about your sign you just set up, but it really doesn't go into the programming of it, which I wish it would have. Then that would actually be good. Then I'd probably be able to do a lot more than what I'm doing right now. But a lot of people in the Hanover Helen group, they do a lot of fonts on their signs, and I guess that's what they do in the UK. A lot of the buses in the UK must have a lot of fonts on their signs. That part of it, I'm not really into in the big way. As long as I can, just put up a text display on what I want, I'm happy. So, I mean, I've come a long way. I've had this software for a few months now, and I had a friend of mine in the UK who I talk to every so often on Messenger, and he does help me too. He does screenshots of things to show me how to get from point A to point B, and it's good because I find the screenshots that he does for me, I understand a lot better than when somebody tries to tell me something in the group and I'm looking, where do I go from here? But but that's what I want to try and do. And of course, my grandkids, they're going to probably love that. They'll, they come and see me. They'll say, "Granddad, can I change the sign? Can I change the sign?" You know what kids are like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Um, so I hear another one of our members, and I can't remember who it is because I got this video on. I see is still having troubles with the Airport Express 900 bus. I guess what that bus doesn't really run on time that good. Hey,
Cheers.
yeah. Cheers, big ears. I don't want to see anybody without a beer.
Oops.
Oops is right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my latest hobby. Anyway, uh, like I said, I've done a lot with it. But I like to be able to do, a bit more. I still look on eBay for deals. There's not a lot going on at the moment. Um, and then my buddy, he was walking down Avenue Road, and he says to me, he says, "Paul," he says, "didn't the Avenue Road bus used to be a number 5 route?" And I go, "Yeah." He says, "I could have sworn I seen number 13." And I said, "Yeah, you did." He says to me, "Well, what's up with that?" And I told him the Avenue Road 5 and the Bay 6 have redesigned numbers because number 5 is going to be the Eglinton light rail, and the number 6 is going to be the Finch West light rail. Then he says, "Oh," and he thought the light rail going along Finch was going from Finch Station right up to Humber College, but when I had a look online, no, it's going from Finch West Station to Humber College, and then I see they're going to get rid of the 36D and F route going up to Milvan, and they're going to have, I guess, Milvan Drive bus. I believe the route's going to be 151. And all it's going to do is just do a big loop around Milvan, Remick, and Weston Road. So I guess it's just going to do the big loop on rush hours. And then once you get to Finch, then you transfer onto the light rail. Because I remember that route when it was a 96D. Oh, God, way back. in the early 70s. Now I'm showing my age. And then it was before York Mills subway station was built because the buses went to the city limits. And once Young Station was built, then they re-designated a lot of bus signs. 96 Blondin was now renamed 96D to Western Road. 96D Milvan Drive was renamed to 96B Milvan. And Humber College 96B turned out to be the 96. The only one they didn't touch was the 96C to Kipling. I'm surprised they didn't do something along those lines there. But yeah, but I'm just curious to see what they're going to rename the Bathurst 7 bus to, because when I did see the map of the light rail, I know there's going to be a 58 bus uh, coming off of, was it Mount Joy GO station there? I know there's going to be a lot of buses. Then there's going to be, I believe there's going to be an Eglinton 34 near the end of that line, and then they're going to have a new 32 route. So I don't remember where that's going. The old 58 Malton number is being rerouted up onto there somewhere in yeah, and there's going to be a lot of new routes going up there along that way. So from what I understand, it's going from Kingston Road right through to, I guess, Mount Joy. Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be another stop after there or not, but yeah, that should be interesting. I know they've been working on it a long time. Um, I heard somewhere in the pipelines that there's supposed to be an extension of the Shepherd line going west to York University and then east to the Metropolitan Zoo. So I guess that's supposed to eventuate in another 30-year plan, 20, 30-year plan. Probably won't be around to see it. That's a shame. I would love to be around to see a lot of these changes, but if it's going to take like 30 years, I don't know. I'll be getting up there then. You'll be seeing me walking around Toronto with my walker. But you still with us, Joseph?
You got quiet.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to you.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure how many. Um, yeah, see, it's only showing. Yeah, it's only showing one person that's on there, and it's only showing yourself. I don't know if Jimmy is still here. I don't know if Joseph's still with us or not. But then again, where it shows how many people are on here while I'm talking, that's not always accurate either.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I've been hard at work, developing, the odd sign, but I'm still playing around with settings to try and get things perfected. But anyway, guys, does this work better for you than a Sunday afternoon at the moment, since we're still in the middle of summer? I always like to get an idea, what day, what time, suits you for me to come on and do a live show. Because I know it's hard to get everybody. Believe it or not, we've already been on a half an hour. Is there anybody that wants to add to the topic or wants to add something about the, TTC system? Any new developments that are going on? What do you, nothing?
Oh, new to me. You'll have to teach me along the way because I don't know any of this stuff.
Well, I sent you the links to download the apps for the bus schedules. You should do that and start, learning
Yeah.
from there. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It's just, yeah, so many changes since I was a kid when I came back from New Zealand. I just couldn't believe it.
Oh, I know.
And I'm one that doesn't like changes that much, no. But nothing ever stays the same. I've had to accept it. Oh, I had no
Right.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're
So,
glad to be back, though.
yeah. Well, yes and no. Yeah. But I missed a lot of it. But then again, I missed a lot of changes over the years too.
Hmm.
The developments. Because, like I said, when I used to come home from school, I lived up by Finch and Weston. So I'd hop on my moped, go up Weston Road to Steeles, and that used to be all farmland. When I come back, I didn't even recognize that area anymore because it's all built up with, shops and everything, plazas. Yeah, 25 years is a long time to be away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same way with me living in other states and stuff and whatever, and coming back to Battle Creek so I could be with my family. It's all changed.
yeah, that's the problem. Nothing stays the same anymore.
No,
Nope, not a thing. So,
I
like I
suppose
said,
for the better, but you just never know. We got a new police station right down the
yeah.
road from me. Really fancy. They must put lots of money into that building. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
All the tax
see,
dollars.
that's the thing. That's the thing. With government buildings, they always come up with money. Ah, we'll just raise the taxes. Don't worry. We'll let the people pay for it. We won't pay for it out of our pockets.
That's the way it goes.
No. So, is
That's all
there
right.
anybody else that's still watching that wants to add anything to the show?
So, are the buses similar to the ones way back, or are they just totally completely different now?
Um, they're similar, but they're different. I mean, the color of the buses are pretty much the same, when I was a kid, but inside the buses are a little bit different than what I was used to when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But they still try to maintain, the similarity
Right.
to the buses because you get on, you got your seats that are, facing you, facing the side there. Then you got the rows of seats, behind.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, they're pretty much similar to when I was growing up. But the old streetcars, oh my God, I couldn't believe how narrow they were when I got on St. Clair and I got up there on my walker. Where was I going? Oh yeah, yeah. I was going to Casa Loma because I was doing another show with a low leaf um, antenna for my portable TV, and I thought Casa Loma would have been high up enough for me to test it out to see how many TV stations I could get, and I got a few there, uh, about the same as what I did, get if I was in Toronto. But I would have loved to have gone up to the CN Tower. That would have been great because I would have been getting signals in coming from everywhere in all sorts of directions. I would have gotten Barrie. I would have gotten the States. I would have got Peterborough. I would have got probably Kitchener. I don't know if I would have gotten as far as London, but probably Kitchener. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So, anybody still with us? Somebody,
Oh, everybody get quiet.
yeah, well, I don't know. Um, they're saying that there's problems, with the connection, but I don't see it because my connection with you seems to be okay.
Yeah, you do kind of skip. You'll be talking and your face is moving, or your face will start moving and then it'll stop.
I find that with Robbie's shows too on a Saturday night with his satellite shows. I find that, yeah, sometimes I can hear him talk, but the video doesn't move. And I figured, oh, well, that's got to be Facebook.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. But if anybody
What's this?
else, hey,
What's this? God, what happened?
yeah, I think I have to be responsible for the show tonight. You only just noticed.
Yeah. Oh, I knew as soon as I got on here, saw you and everything, but you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah. So if nobody has anything else to say, I'm going to call it a night. And like I said, you can view this again on YouTube. If you do, please click onto my YouTube channel. And any of you guys on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, check us out. We're under TTC, the Toronto Transit Commission. We'd love to have you. We want our group to grow. Until next time, remember, sayonara means adios.